Do, do.
Do, 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 do.
There we go. Oh, we're so excited, guys.
Hello, everyone.
So, a little bit of background. We're running a minute late because we were talking. So, each time we do this live, Cassie and I will text each other and be like, do you have this book? Do I have this book? Because sometimes we'll read like library books or audiobooks, or Cassie's in the middle of a move, so like she's packing.
Hence why my shelves are looking a little different.
A little sad today.
All the decor is like right here, waiting to be wrapped up.
Yes. But all that to say, so we'll text each other because we often have like book, and you've seen us do this. You've seen us like hold up the books that we have to say here it is, because the other one doesn't have a copy. So, anyways. Cassie and I was like, Cassie, I didn't know you read these books this month, but we've both been a little busy with the last couple of months, so we just haven't chat books as much as normal. So anyway, that's why we're running a little bit late, because we were like, what did you think about this? I need to talk about this. And then I realized we should probably have those conversations with you guys, because that's the whole point of this book chat. So that, and I'm going to show you guys my messy desk here for a second. Okay, this is not book related at all, but it is life related, okay? Yes. My brother was in the Navy for a couple of years, went to Japan, learned how to make like authentic Japanese ramen, and I grew up with the like little quarter 25-cent Margarine ramen things at Walmart, right? So ramen is like broke people food, but also like you eat it when you're hungry, right? Or college kid or whatever. He taught me how to make this like authentic Japanese ramen, and I have made it for the first time by myself today, and I didn't time everything properly. So I might be eating a little bit while we're chatting, because I just finished actually throwing everything together. So fun fact, I learned how to make ramen, and it's really good.
It looks delicious. I had chicken and French fries for lunch, so
this
very American.
Well, part of this is that you have to do the broth, like the dashi broth, the day before. I mean, there's ways to cheat around that and do it like the day of, but I don't have an Instapot, so I did mine in a crock pot. So I did it like the day before. But the second part of it, that's not the dashi broth, the tare, and I'm going to say that, so I'm butchering the pronunciation, I know. You have to do the day of, and that's the part that I didn't like. It took longer than I thought it would take. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Anyways,
it's fair.
We're here to talk about books. It feels a little bit weird because normally we do this the week prior, but you were gone for a conference, so we had to bump it a week.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're like have to pause and think about August reads, even though we're halfway through September at this point. So my brain.
Yes, and there's been some books I've read in September, right? That I'm like, wait, okay, I can't talk about that yet.
Not yet.
Gotta wait.
Save that for next book. Save that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. I don't think we really have any announcements today. Just that the challenge is winding down. We've got September, October, and November, and then we're done. So Cassie and I are going to spend, after she moves, we're going to spend some time working on the short story prize and ordering and gathering numbers for the other prizes and stuff. We'll do that in December after you guys finish the challenge, so we know how many of each of the prizes to get. But we'll start sending out the prize form and all that jazz soon.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think we have any announcements, but did just want to say, like, we do want to acknowledge that it's been a rough week of things happening in our world, and we don't want to, like, our platform is not about that, but we do want to acknowledge, like, there's heavy stuff going on, so hopefully this chat can be a light in a very dark time.
Yeah, we hope to bring you a little bit of cheer today, and there are people who are grieving, and we get that. So we don't want to be callous to that, but also we're book chat, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun here today, and hopefully it can make you smile. So
yes, that's our goal. Let's smile a little bit.
Yes. All right, Cassie, how many books? I got my pen ready here. How many books did you read this month? Well, how many books did you read in August?
Oh, yeah, August. I read, hold on, double checking my 18 books.
Dang, girl. That's the biggest month you've had in a while, isn't it?
It's the biggest month this year so far.
Hey, okay.
My record is 21, though, and I was really aiming for that, and I just did not get there. But that's okay. It's fine, because I still read 18 books. So, yeah.
Well, you want to tell us what you read?
Yes. So I read Glass Across the Sea by Sarah Ella, which I don't have. It's an ebook right now because it's not out yet.
The cover is stunning.
It is very stunning. I mean, hold on.
Do you have like a picture of it?
I would, but my thing is dead. So hold on.
I can get one.
Let me pull it up on my phone.
I was going to say, I can share my screen. Hold on. Because
this cover's too pretty not to share.
It is. And I finished it like days after Cassie did. But in classic Coralie fashion, I finished it on like the other side of the month. So I'll be talking about it next month.
Here it is.
Oh, yes. That cover is so beautiful. I cannot wait to have that on my shelf.
I know. Me too. I have to cancel my order and reorder it because Yo Girl's moving and Amazon won't let me change the address.
I won't let you update.
No.
That's so crummy.
So, yeah. So, anyways, I read that one. I also read The Captive Kingdom and, oh shoot, what's the other one?
The Shattered Castle.
Yes, The Shattered Castle by Jennifer Nielsen. I don't have either of those books, but
this one is really pretty. I love like the purple and the gold.
Yeah.
Also, if it looks a little dim in here, it's because I turned my light on and realized one of the two bulbs is out, so I have to fix that. But 2 minutes before our live was not time to do that.
That is fair. Yeah.
Okay, this one doesn't really do the color of this book justice, but it's like this beautiful teal book.
Is that the only one you have in hardback?
No, I have both 4 and 5.
Oh, okay. That one looked paperback for some reason.
You know, so I have the original trilogy in paperback because
I don't think they ever came out in hardcover.
I don't know. I found them years after they came out. I had somebody recommend them, and so I got like the paperback set. And then when these came out, I bought them as they came out. So got the hardcovers. Also, as a side note, because we do talk bookish things sometimes with these covers. I don't know if you have seen like the original covers of the trilogy versus the revamped covers. I think this is one of the only series I've ever seen do justice to the original covers. And I think it was so cool that when they revised them for the new, like for these coming out, they revised them in such a way that honored the old covers beautifully, but also made them look shiny and new. And that these covers, like I don't have the new updated versions. I have the old versions, but these covers match the old versions. So I don't know who made that executive decision, but bless you.
Smart.
That's what more bookish people want in this world is covers that match when you come out with books 10 years after your original set.
Yeah.
Also, welcome, Heather.
Yes, hello, Heather.
We this is not our normal time, so I'm sure some people are going to be like, what happened?
I think it is our normal time, actually. Our new normal
No,
time.
I mean, normally we would have done this last week and not this week.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So
that's fair.
We're just glad you're here.
Yes. Okay, so then I also read Murder on Ice, Nancy Drew. So,
I love the Nancy Drew files.
Me too. They're my favorite of the Nancy Drew books. So, there's that. I also read The Count of Monte Cristo, which I don't own, but it is like this thick. So,
I want to read this so bad.
Yeah,
You finished it?
I finished it. Finally.
Yay!
I was reading it with a book group, and so we took like 5 months to read this book.
Probably fair.
Forever. But to be fair, it's like a 50-something hour audiobook. So if that tells you anything, it's a massive book. So, and we're only reading 5 chapters a week.
That's fair.
So
I feel like that's a good, when you're doing a book group, you want to do it at a pace that people can keep up with.
Yeah. And there's like 120 chapters. So it It was long. It took forever, but I'm glad it's done. I'm glad I read it. It was good. You know,
I'm really curious your thoughts on. So I've never read it. I've only seen the movie. But your thoughts on that compared to like Glass Across the Sea, because I know that there are hints of it in that, and I recognize some hints just from seeing the movie. But I wonder if there are things that you saw because you read the book basically at the same time that you may not have otherwise seen.
That's true. I'll have to go back and think about that because it's been a minute now, and I've read a lot of books since then.
Okay, again, Cassie is moving, and you know what that means, guys? Cassie is chugging through audiobooks. That's what that means.
It is what that means. But Glass Across the Sea was not an audiobook.
No,
that was the very first book I read in August, though, so I've read like 20 books since then.
Been a minute, got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I read that. I also read a book called Profit First, which, by the way, has a lot of swear words in it. Just FYI.
Is that profit like money profit or profit like religion profit?
Money profit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good distinction. Yes, it's a business book.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a nonfiction business book. I read that with a friend, and so yeah, it was very interesting. I also read Mark of the Thief. It is, yeah. Have you read it?
I own it, but I haven't read it yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, this is my McKay's haul.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And I read it, and yeah, it's probably my least favorite of Jennifer Nielsen's, but I didn't dislike it.
Okay.
So it's not like
I ask you because I own that one and I own Trader's Game, and I was going to ask you which one I should read next.
Trader's Game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this. I have loved her other books more.
That's fair.
So there's bound to be one that I didn't.
Would you read the sequel? Because it's a trilogy, right?
It is. I do want to read the rest. I just got busy reading a lot of other things, so it's on hold. So later, maybe I will come back to it. I also read The Scarlet Pimpernel again because
every year or every other year.
It's almost become every year at this point, but yeah.
I need to read that one.
You should. It's so good.
Didn't we put that on the classics bingo?
No, we did not.
Oh, I thought about doing that just for you. I guess I didn't do that.
Hold on.
I thought I did. Maybe I thought about it and I didn't.
Nope. You did not.
I thought about it. I'm sorry.
That's okay, because I used it on the genre bingo card for the classic space. So
perfect. I think
I put that there.
Maybe you'd put that in the free space, but we're gonna put our Jane Austen in the free space, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna put Emma here. So although maybe I should put it on the other because we got Pride and Prejudice. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I put it on my genre bingo because I am so close. I have blacked this out. I just read the thriller one in September, so I haven't put it on there. But I have a blackout, and I'm so excited.
Is that your first blackout?
It is my first blackout.
Yay!
So we got there. I was also trying to black this one out, but we'll see because we only got 4 months left.
Which one is that?
That's the classics.
Oh.
And she put several books that are like 40-hour audiobooks.
I'm never going to hear the end of this.
No.
At least you know I didn't rig the card.
I will say you kind of rigged it in the sense that County Monte Cristo is a 50-hour audiobook, and in the same row is Don Quixote,
2,000 pages.
which is also a 40-hour audiobook. So
I didn't think that through, so I don't think you can call that rigging.
And I'm just like, to get a bingo here, I now have to read another super freaking long. I'm deciding to go for a bingo this way because I'm just.
Which will probably take you more time if you add all that together, but that's fine.
No, because Hamlet was 4 hours.
Okay, I was gonna say I know I put some shorter stuff on there too. I
finished Hamlet. I'm almost finished with The Tale of Two Cities, so I almost have a bingo here once we finish Emma.
Good.
So, yeah, I'm just avoiding Don Quixote because it's just a commitment that I don't want to have right now. But it's fine. And then the other card that I'm wanting to black out is the nonfiction bingo.
Oh, you were so close. Look at that.
I'm so close. I finished the biography and I finished the communications. So now I just need this row. I got to finish the geography and travel, the hobby, and the skill and the craft. I still have no idea what I'm going to do for the geography travel one, but we'll figure that out. Yeah, we got other things going on in our lives right now. So, anyways, back to the books I read. I also read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is on the classics card. Right deal. So, yes. I couldn't find my copy. Probably because I packed it.
I'm thinking about rereading this whole series, actually.
You should.
I'm going to think about rewatching the movies, too.
You should.
Every couple of years, I end up reading through, like, all 7 of them. But I don't do it like, 3 years from today is this date. I just, like, I get in the mood for it, and then I happen to look down at, like, my Goodreads. When's the last time you read this thing date? And I'm like, oh, it's been about 3 or 4 years. No wonder I was in the mood.
Yeah. I also read another Casey West book because I'm really loving Casey West called Borrow My Heart. It has dogs in it, and it's so cute.
Girl, you have to do a Pepper review of that one.
I will. I will be doing a Pepper review.
I love that you have found Jennifer Nielsen and Casey West. It feels like you've like found a couple of really new to you authors that you've really enjoyed.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed. I enjoy Casey West. I have one more book of hers that I own to read, and then I gotta buy some more. But I also read Love, Life, and the List by Casey West this month, but I don't own it, so I don't have it to show you. But I read that one as well because, Casey West is fine. And then I read The War on Warriors by Pete Hegseth, which also has some swearing in it, by the way, but excellent book. Excellent book.
Heather said she liked that one.
Yes. Okay. We need to talk because I want to talk to somebody about this book, and Coralie doesn't want to read it right now. So
you didn't even tell me about this. What do you mean you can't say I don't want to read it right now?
I did tell you about it. I did tell you about it when I was reading it. I was like, girl, this is so good. You need to read this for your political square. You're like, I already have one. I don't need to read this right now.
The one. That's right. What? You don't think you told me the title?
I'm pretty sure I told you the title.
You probably did.
So, yeah, since Coralie doesn't want to read it, I'm going to come talk to you, Heather, about it. Oh, she was talking about Love, Life, and the List.
Oh, that's funny.
Never mind. Yes, we can talk about that one, too, because that one was, yes. That one inspired. I now have a young adult romance book idea. And that
I remember you
Love, Life, and the List inspired it. So, yeah. I might try to write that for November. We'll see.
Friend?
I know. And not as an official NaNoWriMo, but just write and see what happens. Have fun kind of a thing. But I was talking about War on Warriors by Pete Hegseth. Was the one that I need somebody to read so we could talk about because it's so good, but it has swearing in it, just FYI. Okay, so then I also read Once I Knew by Victoria Lynn. I've been meaning to read this for a couple years now, so I feel bad. But I finally, I started it a long time ago after I bought it 2 years ago and finally finished it. So, whoops. But it was really good. So there's that one. Another one. So Coralie and I have been doing these reading challenges. This is our 3rd year now, right? Mm-hmm. I started this book during the first reading challenge.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's the 365-day devotional.
Oh, you finished it. Yeah.
I finished it. Yeah. To be fair, I did read other devotionals. And so somebody Coralie gifted me a devotional, and I would start reading that and be like, man, this is fine. I'll put it off till later. So, like, it wasn't like I wasn't reading devotionals. I just wasn't reading this one all the time. It's too much of a commitment, which is probably why they don't make one anymore.
I think it's interesting.
That sounds bad. I don't mean it that way. I just mean, like, there's so many devotionals out there, and, like, my other friend gave me a devotional, but I was like, no, I'm going to finish this one before I start that one. But now I'm like, great, that one's only, like, a 45-day one. I can get through that and move on to another devotional where, like, this is the entire year. This is the only devotional I'm doing for an entire year. And that's hard to, like, lock myself into, clearly.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think that makes for really interesting. Like, we often talk about the differences between your reading style and mine. And part of the reason we do that is because we're besties and we get to talk about those things, and this is our challenge, so we get to decide what we talk about. But part of that is also because you guys have different reading, like, quirks, just like we do. So, like, part of this is building community, and you're not alone in doing this. But we've often talked about how Cassie will get through an audiobook faster than I will, or I'll get through a print book faster than she will. Usually. That doesn't always happen, but usually. We've also talked about how Cassie will read multiple books at once. I tend to read one book at a time when I can. Sometimes I have to read a couple at a time because of work, or I've grown to where I can read, you know, a nonfiction and a fiction and an audiobook, right? Like, we've talked about that before. But I think it's really interesting that you bring this up, that you started that book 2 years ago, because I generally don't have, like, that doesn't happen because I read one at a time. Usually I read and finish, whereas you will read 18 at once and finish, and like, you're constantly starting and finishing new books simultaneously. So it's interesting to me that that presents a scenario where this could happen for you. Like, and to be fair, I did finish 2 books this year that I started in, like, 2021, but I started them and I stopped them. I very distinctly, they were 2 writing books. We've already talked about them because I finished them earlier this year, but I, like, specifically stopped them and set them to the side, versus you, like, you did stop it and put it to the side, but, like, there is a part of you that, like, that's natural for you.
Yeah. I mean, I was still probably reading one a week.
Right, that's what, like, I didn't pick those 2 writing books up literally for 2 years, and then I picked them up and I was like, okay, now we're going to finish. Actually, one of them I restarted, and the other one I didn't restart because I didn't want to. But I think that's interesting because of all the quirks that we have, that, like, that situation hasn't come up yet. Yeah.
Now it has.
Yeah. All that to say, guys, just read what you enjoy for fun, right? This is the goal, is reading for fun. There is no right or wrong way to do it, as long as you're reading books and you are, like, everybody gets to set their own goal, right? Yeah. So, no judgment zone here.
Exactly.
Except between best friends every now and then.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Clearly.
That's a given. So, okay, so then the next book I read was Mere Christianity, which I also could not find. So, and just for context, Heather, in case you didn't hear, Coralie is eating ramen, so.
Yes, sorry. Go back to the beginning of the video if you want the whole spiel. We have a little bit of life context here today.
Yeah,
so that's why I read in the corner, because I'm trying not to, like, eat in front of y'all's faces. I feel like I'm bobbing for apples over here. Mere Christianity.
Yeah. Anyways, I read Mere Christianity, and then I also read Little House in the Big Woods because I needed.
Can I pause and go back? Is that the first time you've read Mere Christianity?
Yes, but I had started it and stopped it because I was reading it with a group, and then they gave up on it because things got busy, and so I had read, like, 2 chapters, and so then I just restarted it this time.
Okay. I was just curious because I've read it, like, 3 or 4 times now, and I couldn't remember if, like,
nope, that was
we'd ever read it. I feel like we haven't read it together, but, like, yeah, they run together in my brain the number of times I've read that one specifically. So, anyways, okay, Little House.
So then, Little House in the Big Woods, because I needed a book based on historical events or something like that. Which I was like, this one. So that. Then I read Court of Swans by Melanie
That's
Dickinson.
the other one that I was going to ask you about. Sorry, again, we had a conversation before we hit record. That's the other one.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we did talk about this one though, but
I think we touched on it. I feel like you told me you were reading it, but I haven't read that series from her. I've read a couple of her other series, and I'm curious about what you thought of that one, because some of her newer books I'm like a little bit unsure. I don't like them as much as her older books. Usually, it seems like.
That's fair.
Although I did read her Warrior's Maiden earlier this year, and I really enjoyed that one. And it won a Christie Award too.
I need to read that one.
I can see why, actually. When I read it, I was like, I get it.
Yeah. So then I read one other book that will not be mentioned because there was too much content.
We'll just bypass that one. Hey, Andrea, welcome.
Yes, hello, Andrea.
So that was all 18 of your books for the month. I do want to pause real quick and say, Heather said that she's listening to the audiobook for Way of Kings right now. Girl, I can only imagine.
Oh, yeah. I almost restarted that series. I got it from Hoopla to reread it, and then what? I'm thinking The Blood of Kings. Sorry. Hey, it's one word different. Okay, it's one word different. Never mind. I have not started any Brandon Sanderson book.
I have been thinking about rereading that trilogy though.
Yeah, I got it from the library, and then it ran out, and I was like, "That's okay. I have too much to do and too many." Yeah. I'm dreading. Honestly, I saved too many classics for the end, and I knew this was gonna happen. Because
spread out.
Classics are a little bit. Yeah, you can't just read them all like you can like a fantasy, something like that, or mystery. But
in like 6 years from now, I'm gonna black that card out, and on one of these calls, I'm gonna be like, "Guess what I did?"
I still want to get a bingo. Like I want to try to black out as much of it as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna finish this bingo. I will go ahead and do this. I did get it from the library, and I have a hold for 1984, and then I'll start going.
Read 1984.
I know. Well, okay, so I tried to, guys. And I got the audiobook from the library, and I started it, and I could not understand a single word of it. No, this was a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did you even tell me this?
I could not understand a single word of it because I accidentally got it in Spanish.
Oops.
And I was like, whoops. So
that would be interesting in Spanish.
Yeah. Ooh, and one time speed is way too fast in Spanish. Like even for the Harry Potter books, I've gotten the audiobooks of Harry Potter in Spanish, and those ones I have to go down to like half speed in order to understand any of it at all. So
right.
Yeah. And but I have a hold on it now, so I will get the English. I made sure it's the English version.
Ooh, I'm gonna hit this button. Hold on, I'm gonna try something new.
Oh! What is that? Where's that button?
There's a button that says show. You can click show on the comments.
Oh, I don't think I have that ability.
It may be because I'm hosting.
That's probably it.
Andrea says that she read Tom Sawyer, but it's the only classic on the list, so she filled it in on another spot on a different page. Felt like it was too late in the year with so many long classics in life.
We've had this conversation. God. So in the future, Coralie will not be making the classics bingo card.
In the future, Coralie will be more mindful when making the classics bingo card. But hey, great job reading Tom Sawyer. There is a classic spot on the genre card. I know it sounds like you've already found a spot for it, but if you needed a new spot for it, that is an option.
Yeah.
All right, Cassie, monthly favorite and yearly favorite.
Oh, gosh. Well, monthly favorite is either Glass Across the Sea or Borrow My Heart by Casey West.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I just loved this one so much.
Ooh, Historic's a good choice, too.
Oh, that is a good choice. I didn't even think of that. That's okay, because I'm pretty sure Tom Sawyer's on here. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
so I would put it on.
Decided not to do the card.
Yeah.
I feel like we may carry that one over. We're still thinking through the theme for next year, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, yearly favorite contenders.
Still The Betrayal of Eden or The Unraveling of Emmeline Dulaine or Andromache or Glass Across the Sea.
Okay. I love it.
I'm going to have to narrow this down, and I have no idea how I'm going to do it, especially because I'm in the middle of a book right now that I'm reading that I can't talk about yet. I'll talk about it maybe next month if I finish it in time. That is definitely going to be a top contender and may knock something out of
You're going to have to tell me later.
Yeah. Reach out later if you want to know.
Yeah. What was something that was difficult this month or challenging, and what was something that was delightful or surprising?
I don't know what was difficult. It was a good month. Like, August was busy, but, like, it was a good month. Delightful. I don't know. I really enjoyed. So the other book I read that will not be named is also a romance book. It has mostly fade to black scenes, but there was one that wasn't, and that's why I don't want to talk about it. But I really enjoyed the romance books, which I never thought of myself as a romance reader. But I read 2 Casey West books and another one that, yeah, they've just been delightful, and I've enjoyed them. So, and I now have an idea for writing a romance myself. So I may be a romance author. Who knows? Coralie is like, no.
Okay. Here's my 2 thoughts there. One is, girl, I don't want to start reading romances just for you, but I will. 2, I feel like you're already a romance writer. You're just a romance writer in that, like, the fantasy house, right? Like, the books that you write now have romances in them, and it's not.
Yeah, but romance is a subplot.
Yeah, but I feel like they're not really super subplotty. They're pretty strong pieces of the story. So I think I'm like kind of not surprised, but that's okay.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different when it's like there's no fantasy elements. They've got cell phones, and they talk about texting people and like yeah, so like I'm kidding. I'm probably not going to become a romance writer. I might be both at the very least.
I feel like you are a little bit of a romance writer at heart.
Probably. I do like romance in my books. That's why I like reading them. And like, yeah.
Andrea says, I read too much classic romance at too young an age, and now picky about my romance. See, that's how I am. I'm not that I read a bunch as a kid, but I'm just picky about it because I find it really boring. When it's like what you're talking about, the contemporary romances generally bore me.
See, that's what I always thought too.
Like 90s rom-com movies, I'm okay with, right? So like while you're one of my favorite movies, I'm fine with that. But in a book, I'm like, I need some dragons or some murder or like I need something to spice this up a little bit.
That's fair. I don't know. Someone told me I needed to read Casey West, so I did. It was Sarah Ella. I don't know why I said someone, but Sarah Ella told me I needed to read Casey West.
Props are due. Sarah found Cassie's new favorite author.
Yes. And like, to be fair, like the writing is not super great. And there's actually, I think it was this book. There's some typos in there. So the editor needed to do another pass, but it's fine. I was just like,
That's fair.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. And these two were super cute. So they made me happy.
Aww.
They made me happy.
Okay. Well, I did not read 18 books this month. However, I did read 9.
Oh, that was more than I thought you did.
7, sorry. Counted wrong.
Still more than I thought you did. Because at one time it was 4. So
wait till you see what I read. Because in August, I was editing 2 books at the same time.
That's fair.
So, I did have some really good accomplishments, though. So, as you guys have seen, throughout the year, I've been reading the Disney Fairies series. I finished. So I got through my reread of the whole series. These are the last 2 in the series that I hadn't reread. So we have Rosetta's Dress Mess and Tinker the Fairy Fix. I love the covers on this series and the illustrations on the inside. Look, I know I'm just a big child. Like, I get that. But these illustrations are beautiful. So
that's fair.
Finished those, which those are like little 45-minute reads. Like, they're little. Screwtape Letters was a group read that I did. So I finished that in August. Love this one. Love me some Screwtape. I like some of the Abby Jimenez's, though they do contain some spice. Discovered Courtney Walsh, who is spice-free and hilarious. Maybe something to check into.
Okay.
Okay. I read an arc. I don't have it. It does have a very pretty cover, so you can go look it up. Or maybe Cassie can look it up on her phone. It's called The Memory Spinner. It's a new middle grade debut that has a pretty cover. And I got an arc for that, so I finished that in August.
The Memory Spinner?
The Memory Spinner. I like C.M. Cornwell, I think.
Ah, here it is. Hold on. There we go.
I like that cover a lot. But the story was also really good. So it's a middle grade story about a girl who lost her mother before the story began, and she starts losing her memories of her mother. But not just of her mother, she's losing memories of other things. So she's an apothecary's apprentice, and she starts like forgetting the remedies and stuff too. So she tries to find a solution to like save her memories, basically. Yeah. Anyways, I really enjoyed that one. I was pleasantly surprised by that as a debut read. And then I can talk about this because the title and the cover has been announced. But I read Firebreak by Cassie Coralie, which is coming out in March, I believe.
I think so.
So that one was really fun. It's a sci-fi, if you're a sci-fi fan. It's in her Firebird like world. And then I also did a proof again of Helmer and the Dragon Tomb, which I've read a couple times at this point and talked about a couple times with you guys at this point. So I read that one again. And then the last one I read is the anthology for my anthology square, which I was wondering what I was going to read, and boom, Fantastical Summer, which I got at Realm Makers this year. So it's a book of short stories, only one of which has a mermaid in it, but that's okay. Anyways, so those are my 7 books. I think I would say my monthly favorite is The Memory Spinner. Like, I really enjoy The Spinner a lot.
You talked about that one a lot.
The nonfiction favorite, which this is kind of debatable, but I categorize Screwtape Letters as nonfiction in my head and on my shelf. It's technically like creative nonfiction. It's not straight up nonfiction, but that would be what I would classify as my nonfiction favorite, even though it's technically a fiction writing, but whatever. It falls into that little in-between space. There are a couple of books like that do that kind of parable kind of fiction. But Memory Spinner would be my monthly favorite for fiction because I really was, and that I think would be my delight too. I was delighted to read a book that it's not like I expected it to be bad, but I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I also would say that the short stories were delightful because they were it was a very editing heavy month. So for most of the month, I did not do a lot of reading. All of this reading that I did do was kind of outside of the weeks that I was doing that editing. And so these short stories were like really light. They're like, it's called a beach read, as I think how they're marketing it. And that felt like 100% true. Like, this is a type of book that you can pick up, read a story for 15 minutes, and then you're done with the story. And it was just, not that they didn't touch on some heavier topics like grief or loss or whatever, but it felt like a very, I don't know, I was just delighted at the kind of, I don't even know like what classifies a beach read, but that like freedom, airy, light kind of is what it felt like.
Did you put that on the beach read square on the summer?
I haven't put it on any square yet because I haven't looked at my cards, but that's where I'm probably going to put it because
I'm pretty sure that's where I put this one.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the one that feels more like a traditional. You would find it on a beach read shelf that I've read all year. So
yeah.
So okay, challenge would obviously be the editing 2 books at the same time this month was challenging, and getting any reading done outside of those 2 books was very challenging. But I am really excited that I finished the Disney Fairies reread. And I did get both of the editing books done on time, despite some chaos that ensued with my car and traveling and other things. So yeah, that's kind of how my month went. Yeah.
You still read quite a few books, considering. So like,
I know, like a lot of them were. So the Strategic Letters I had already started and read the majority of the month before with the group, but I got through the end of that. And then the 2 books that I read for work counted. And then the short stories were really short, brief kind of stories. I think I also did start that one the month before and finish it this month. And then the 2 Disney Fairies books were really short and quick. So I think the only like real book that I read besides work was The Memory Spinner. That like started and finished in August.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it looks like I finished a lot in August. I did finish a lot in August, but a lot of those I kind of didn't start in August and had like a little bit of built up time beforehand, which helped. So
yeah.
I'm trying to think. 7 books. Delightful monthly favorite. I don't know if I would put Memory Spinner up against my yearly favorites because I've had some. Like I think Wild Robot more than Memory Spinner, so Wild Robot would win out if I put it up against that. And Melinda Lang was good, and then
I need to go back through every month because you sent the email out. I could see what my favorite books were so that I can compare. I might need to do that.
There's a Cinderella story that I've got up there too, The Midnight Blizzard, that I just really delighted in. But I also finished Glass Across the Sea, and spoiler alert, I anticipate that may be my favorite of the year. But it's technically a September read, so we'll revisit that next time.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
We're just giving it extra love. When you finish a book a separate month than I do, we're just giving the book extra love.
Right.
So
it's exactly. I literally finished
it's planned.
4 days after you did or something. It was not that long. I waited to start it until I had finished the 2 books that I was editing.
Girl, it was not 4 days after I finished. It was a month after, because I finished at the very beginning of August, and you finished at the very beginning of September.
Oh, that's right. You didn't finish at the end of August. Okay. I started it right after you finished. That's what it was. I read the prologue right after you finished, and then I set it down because I had the 2 books that I was editing, and I didn't want to try to do that and read at the same time. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's fair. I was like, wait a second, because Glass Across the Sea was the first book I finished in August, and there's no way I read 18 books in 4 days.
No, as soon as she sent it, I was like, the next day I was ready to read the prologue or whatever, but I did intentionally decide to wait to finish that until I finished the 2 editing books, because I didn't want that to compete in my brain. And I usually get really tired when I'm editing, and I'm editing 2 books at once. So it was just like, I didn't read anything outside of that. Yeah. Except for an occasional short story out of that anthology, just to like get my mind off of it. So
that's fair.
Again, don't think we have any announcements, but we're so glad that you guys are here. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes.
Both those of you who are live and those who are coming to the replay, because I know several of you, the time is weird, and so you do the replays. If you watch the replay, leave a comment, let us know. We will send out the recap email, Lord willing, in the next day or 2, sometime this weekend. And I guess we'll see you in October. We'll see. It'll be shorter this time because we did this in the middle of the month. But keep reading. We've got, again, October, November, and the challenge is up at the end of November. You are welcome to keep doing the challenge during December, but December is when we collect all of the prize information so that we can get those ordered and printed and sent out to you guys and all that jazz. Also, if you have any ideas that you'd like to share about potential themes for the upcoming challenges, let us know. We have one that we've batted around with the people who joined our Zoom in August that we're kind of leaning toward, but we're open to hearing what you have to think, and we'll announce that in December too. So, yep. All right. Next time we see Cassie, she will be in her new apartment.
Yes. Yes, we will.
It'll be exciting.
It will.
That's all I got. We'll see you guys next month. Happy reading.
All right. See y'all.